Next up at UFC 294, we have Mike Breeden taking on Anshul Jubli. Mike Breeden, 10-6 overall, 2-3 in his last 5. He is riding his own 3-fight UFC skid. He's taking on Anshul Jubli. This guy is undefeated in his career at 7-0, and he's coming off his first official UFC win. Anshul is a very well-rounded guy. He's got solid striking, solid grappling as well. He does a really good job exploding into takedowns. So even if it wasn't a perfect shot, he's so fast and he's so accurate that he's going to slam into your hips, slam into those legs. People don't have time to sprawl. They don't have time to adjust their hips. He's not really amazing anywhere, but he's good everywhere. He's got solid fight IQ and enough cardio to continue pushing forward the entire time. He is coming off that TKO win over Jekka Saragai, another failed lock of the week. Taking on Mike Breeden. This guy's a decent striker, solid range control, good variety in his striking. He's got some power in his hands. Not really enough to steal a fight later in the rounds, though. It's just early power that seems to fade off. He's more of a volume guy. He's always throwing something. Okay, takedown defense. Get-up game is very solid. We watched when he fought Natan Levy, he got up 9 times or something like that. He was taken down 9 times, so got up 10 potentially. Unfortunately, he is on that.
That's like a little saying there. Get knocked down 9 times, get up 10.
Mike Breeden!
Bleed! Just fucking bleed!
Well, he might. He's 0-3 in his last 3, coming off that knockout loss to Terrence McKinney. I think Anshul Jubli is a minus 400 fight. Let me rephrase it. Whoa. I do not think Anshul Jubli is a minus 400 fighter. I don't think he was. Minus 900 was wild. Minus 400 was Sunday when I did my quick picks. Now he's down to minus 335. And I agree with all of that. I do not think he's that guy. In this matchup, though, he might be. He might be. Because we watched Mike Breeden get taken down 9 times by Natan Levy. And I think Anshul Jubli can do exactly the same. Just takedown after takedown after takedown. He's got the cardio. He's got the speed. I do think he wins this fight. The line is juiced. Minus 335. It is tightening. And I'm going to keep an eye on the line movement tracker to see if it gets even tighter. But I think Anshul Jubli is probably pretty safe. I trust him more than I trust Nathaniel Wood. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, he's a guy, and there's a few people on this card that were against my former lock of the weeks, and he is one. And the reason half my lock of the week when I make a lock of the week is half the person I pick, and honestly half the person that I pick against. When I find somebody that's a favorite that I'm like, should they really be a favorite? And the reason that was a very weird way to start that sentence, but the reason why I picked against him is what Angelo said. Doesn't seem like overly dominant everywhere. And I thought Jekka coming in with kind of that wild style, even with his wild grappling, kind of take advantage of somebody that's just kind of good everywhere but doesn't really just stand out anywhere. What I really underestimated for him in that fight, honestly, was his wrestling. I mean, he really showed off his wrestling, not only his wrestling, but his control wrestling as well. Because Jekka is a guy that isn't like the best wrestler in the world, but he will kind of spaz out and get back to his feet, and he really was not able to do really any of that against a guy like Jubli, and that's going to be the path to victory here for Jubli. Yeah, he can probably hang around on the feet. Maybe he can find a knockout versus Mike Breeden, because Mike Breeden is a chinny guy who will kind of come forward with the hands a little bit, not super technical, and just kind of try and brawl. But that's going to be Mike Breeden's best chance to win this fight. Don't give him the best chance to win that fight. Let's get the takedowns. Let's get the control. Let's wear him down. Let's get this win, and let's get out of here. And I think that's what Jubli should do in this matchup. If he wants to hang around on the feet, he probably should be able to do enough to kind of win those striking exchanges. But the path to victory is very obvious, right? Get those takedowns. I honestly think that he's going to have better control than a guy like Natan Levy. Natan Levy is more of like I would say a grappler, right? He has the takedowns, but he really wants to try to work for those submissions, where I think Jubli is comfortable kind of laying in that half guard position, working the TKOs, the elbows, really wearing people down. So I do I don't love Jubli overall, but in this matchup, I think it really works out well for him. So I'm on the Jubli on the Jubli side for sure. I mean, Mason really kind of fucked me up, to be honest with you.
Well, anyway, we're both on this side, and unfortunately, I think it has a lot to do with Mike Breeden's recent run. He is better than that. He is constantly throwing strikes. He's constantly working. Like, he's not the guy that Terrence McKinney knocked out almost immediately, right? He's not just like this. The guy that Terrence McKinney just knocked out this past weekend, Mike Breeden would beat the hell out of that dude. Like, they're not the same level. But I just don't think that Mike Breeden's going to be able to defend all these takedowns. Jubilee's got the cardio to just push, same way Natan Levy did. And I think we're going to get a decision win with a whole bunch of takedowns. Therefore, the $9,300 in DraftKings may actually be worth it. All of those takedowns, all that control time, that may be worth the money in DraftKings. You don't think so? Or was that you?
No, I think he's live for. I think it could be. This could be one of those sneaky DraftKings plays because, as you mentioned, he could get 3 or 4 takedowns in the first and get like a second round finish with like the ground and pound type play. I mean, I think that if he really gets in a situation where he's in half guard, and I think he can really find a TKO situation, but he's typically not a finisher. But against Mike Breeden, I think he could be.
Yeah, either way, $9,300 may be worth it when you're building your DraftKings lineup. If you want to check out the rest of the DraftKings offering or our picks, our bets, the line movement tracker that I mentioned that I will be keeping an eye on, all of that is available as one giant, beautiful package for only $10 a month. Just go to WeWantPicks.com and click Become a Member. I showed you that video of Macy Barber. Now you're chewing on ice. That's how riled up you got, huh?